Hand sanitizer has been a lifesaver for me on many occasions. Whether I am at work, school, or out at a party with friends, I always make sure to have some on hand. But hand sanitizer is pretty expensive. So, how to make hand sanitizer? In this article, let's find out how to make alcohol-based hand sanitizer and natural hand sanitizer. Ingredients to make alcohol-based hand sanitizer: 1/4 cup of hydrogen peroxide, 3% solution, 10 drops of tea tree oil, 8 ounces of witch hazel, 2 tablespoons of rubbing alcohol, 20 ounces of distilled or filtered water. You can use all or some portions depending on the strength that you want it to be and the quantities needed for your particular needs. How to make hand sanitizer mixture. Step by step. To make the mixture, you will need to take the ingredients and combine them in a bottle or cup that you will refer to as your mixing vessel. You can use a glass bottle, but I prefer using plastic. Make sure that you label it with all of your ingredients or quantities so that you know how much is in there at any given time. If you are unsure, start with 1 part hydrogen peroxide, 10 drops of tea tree oil, 8 ounces of witch hazel, and 2 tablespoons of rubbing alcohol. Then add the distilled water to it 1 part at a time until you reach 20 ounces total. You can always add more distilled water if you need it. Keep adding the distilled water until you reach the total amount of ounces listed above. Hand sanitizer storage requirements. Now your mixture wants to store in a bottle or other container that you will use for your mixing vessel. You can also use an empty perfume or lotion bottle, which is perfect for this particular project because it is small and lightweight. Do not keep mixing solution in your pantry room if there are pets around because they can get into it and then get into your food. I recommend keeping the bottle away from things that don't need to be around if there are other pets in your home as well as children and pets around them, etc. If you keep it in a plastic container, it will not break or shatter if they get into it. How to use your hand sanitizer. To use your hand sanitizer, simply pour out the amount that you need using the measuring cup or bottle lid. Anything left over can be kept for future use. But remember, hydrogen peroxide only stays stable for 3 months, so if you are not using it all up in that time frame, you will need to throw the remainder away rather than letting it sit around and become ineffective. Hand sanitizer can be used to clean wounds or cuts by just adding a few drops of tea tree oil to disinfect the area. This is great for when you are out camping or hiking and there is no running water around. If you are doing this, remember to treat the wound with peroxide before trying to disinfect it because it will cause some irritation. How do you make natural hand sanitizer? The thought of lathering up with sanitizer may make you cringe. Sure, the idea is to disinfect your hands after touching unclean surfaces or meat, but what if you were allergic to it? What if you're vegan? What if your kids were also using it and they even had hay fever? No one wants to worry about potential health risks or finding something that'll pass muster with their family. That's why it's worth investing in a homemade product that won't cause any skin reactions. Homemade hand sanitizer will kill or hinder the growth of harmful germs on your hands while leaving your skin soft and moisturized, and it can be whipped up in less than 5 minutes. Ingredients to make natural hand sanitizer: 3/4 cup of aloe vera gel or juice. It can be found in most health food stores. 1/2 cup of witch hazel, alcohol-free, made from distilling water with fresh herbs. This will also leave your hands feeling silky smooth. Or you could buy witch hazel at the drugstore. The best kind to use is called pure witch hazel. It's distilled with no additives. This is what doctors use to clean wounds. It's natural antiseptic and astringent. 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1 tablespoon of raw, unfiltered honey, maple syrup, raw sugar or Triton, non-GMO corn syrup. Other sugars are not vegan, which is what my family uses. A stevia is also an option if you don't care for the taste of honey or maple syrup. Raw sugar. I've tried many types. They all work great for this recipe. You can even use the generic store brands, and they should work fine as well. Also, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries and fruits can be used as well to extract their extractives. 5 drops of your favorite essential oil, but any essential oil will work just fine. The more you use, the better. Make sure to dilute with distilled water first before adding to the recipe. How to mix ingredients. Combine all ingredients in a clean glass jar. Mix them together thoroughly until they are well blended. If you would like, put it in a pump bottle or anything else that is sealable, but make sure the lid is placed tightly on the bottle or jar. Need to store in a dark, cool place away from children and pets. To use, just gently rub your hands together. When you are done, Wash with soap and water to remove all traces of this hand sanitizer. This can be used on both hands to promote better hygiene. Disclaimer: I am a medical professional, but if you aren't sure about something, I suggest calling one or going online to do more research. This article is simply helpful information for people looking for how to make hand sanitizer cheaper than store-bought products.